I see you back behind the counter a lot, don't I?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah, I've been here for working 25 years now, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So how long have you belonged to this operation? Like, are you?
I'm
You,
mom.
your mom? Okay.
So way longer than him.
That's a long time, and if your mom,
Yeah.
That will be 41 years because as long as I've been alive, you guys have owned this, or like
79.
yeah.
79. Oh.
Mark, my husband Mark, and his father were partners and bought it from Jim and Georgia Kalaharas, who started, but we bought it from them.
So you guys bought it in 1979, or it's been a business since 79?
It's been in business since 71.
You bought it in 79.
Yes.
So looking at the 1971 date is the born-on date for J&G's Pizza then. So this is your 50th year celebration then, if I'm adding the numbers up right.
October, we're going to have a party.
So the business has been alive for 50 years as a family-owned business. It's hard to stay in business for a year or 5 years, let alone 50. Are there any secrets to your longevity?
Yeah, I'd say persistence and always being here, and don't let other people run your business unless when you're dealing with a family-owned business, you want to be around and make sure it's the way you want it.
I mean, can you get away from the business at all?
Yeah, we do.
You do get away from the business?
We're kind of, Mark and I are kind of slowly, just minute by minute, fading away.
Retiring, yeah. Well,
Just minute.
So you do have an exit strategy?
No.
No.
We'll always be, involved, helping, but
and that's another great thing about being like my mom and dad and myself. They can get away, and I can be here, or I can get away with my family, and they can be here. I mean, we can really take our time throughout the year. So there's not a lot of stress about being here all the time, and getting away isn't too bad at all.
Are there any secrets to the recipe? Does the recipe itself, I'm talking the pizza, the sauce, whatever you put on it, put with it, do the secrets go back to the very beginning, or have you tweaked the recipes along the way?
They've been tweaked.
Yeah.
And that was early on. We haven't touched them in many years ourselves, but in the beginning days they were tweaked, and
That's my fault.
yeah.
That's your fault? You're Mark, right?
I'm the tweaker.
You're the tweaker? Why did you tweak the recipes?
Make it better.
Make it-
Not much, but just a little here and there.
Yeah,
A little more garlic, a little more of this, a little less of that.
Got it. Does the recipe date back to 1971? Did you guys
Yeah.
start tweaking it right away?
No, not right away.
No.
Just when
Okay.
it felt good, you know how to do it.
Yeah. So how challenging has it been working through the coronavirus era? I mean,
Yeah, it's been a challenge.
Yeah.
We're doing pretty good. We're hanging in there, Thank goodness for it. We've already had a carryout already established, so that's what got us through so far.
what does J&G mean?
Jim in Georgia.
Jim and Georgia,
Yeah.
the original owners
Yes.
in 1971.
Yep.
Okay. Any idea what this building was before it was J&G's Pizza?
Oh, it was it hardware? This was a bank
It was a pet
originally.
store.
Pet store. Actually, right before this, it was called Joanne's Pet Shop.
Really?
This right here where we're at. Next
That would have been
door.
prior to 71.
It'd have been prior to 71, yeah.
And I know next door was a bank at one
That
time.
was a bank originally.
so then
But-
hardware.
Drugstore. It was a drugstore. Yep.
It's been a lot of things.
Yeah, a lot of different
Because it's
things.
been, the building dates back to,
1900.
yeah, 1900 something, somewhere in there, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. The actual logo, does the logo reach back to the very beginning in
Yes,
1971?
yes. Mhm.
That is the original logo.
Right.
That hasn't changed?
No, we just changed the top star recently as far as colors and that, but
Yeah. Basically the same logo.
Yeah.
So you've tweaked the recipe, but the logo remains the same. Have you had a lot of some long-term employees
yes,
that
yes, we have.
hung around
We
for a
have
long
lot,
time?
lot,
Yeah. That's always a good sign.
So that's a good sign.
Yeah. So are you going to tell me what's in your sauce?
Oh, just tomato juice. We got puree in there, spices. We got the basic salt, pepper, garlic, and oregano. We do the oregano. That's what's in there.
Yeah, it's a thin crust pizza, would you call it? Yeah. Have you ever delved into the world of thick crust?
No. That's,
Yeah.
We've been pretty successful with that, so we just stay with that.
Yeah, when it's working as good as it is,
sure.
why mess it up, right? All right, thank you so much. Hey, how do you like working here?
I love it.
Do you?
Yeah,
That's the best answer.
I love it.
Really? How come you love it?
I don't know, I just like the people that I work with.
Yeah?
And I love my customers.
Yeah? That's so nice to hear.
Yeah.
I'm now happy to say I'm one of your customers because I just ordered a small pizza pie.
Well, good. I'm glad. If you want to sign the proper receipt for me,
Oh, okay. I guess that's part of the process, isn't it? Okay, well, thank you so much.
you're welcome.
And that's Melissa, our daughter-in-law, and his wife.
Hi, Melissa.
Hey, how's it going?
Are you? I'm doing very well, thanks. So, you think you'll ever get back to putting all the tables back in? Are you really?
We're gonna do
After Easter.
a half method, and then you'll have to see. It'll be the second week of April that we'll put a few more tables back in, but still kind of keep that 6 feet distance thing.
Yeah, yeah. Cool.
What's really cool is it's going to be in the basement, which I'll show you. The fermentation down there. This is where we do the hot side, as you call it, as a brewer. You're going to do your mash up here, then you're going to do your boil up here as well, and that's where you add the hops and everything. The mash is where you extract your sugars. Prior to that, you take your sugar solution, which is wort, and then put it into the boil. You're going to add hops at that point, depending on what bitterness, what kind of flavors you want, aromas. And then you transfer it down through the chiller into the basement. So, yeah, we installed this about 5 years ago.
Yeah, so now we're talking about your business, your end of this,
Yes.
Upside Brewery.
Yes, it's all within J&G's, and it's under another name. It's really one business, but I did that because we wanted an expansion. I've always wanted to expand Upside outside of here, so I didn't want to name it J&G Pizza Brewing. So we're finally to that point where we're looking into that, and more to come on that. But
Is it basically you're out of room?
we've been out of room
For 50 years.
We made it
Yeah.
work somehow, so
Yeah.
I mean, we squeezed it in.
Why did you decide to take this on?
Oh, I loved brewing way before I even thought about putting it to a commercial level inside of here. I homebrewed for many years. In fact, I did a few brews here, but that was right before we opened. And but before that, I'd homebrew all the time, and I'd give it away to friends and family. And basically, that's my origin story there. In fact,
Ooh, we're heading
this
downstairs.
is like a dungeon here.
Yeah, I like it. If it's like a dungeon, I like it even better.
Yeah, so this is my fermentation area.
You spend a lot of time down here?
I do, yeah, I do. On the days I can get down and do some brewery work, I'm down here quite a bit. Sometimes into the later hours as well after a shift. So, brewing is mostly cleaning. Brewers know this. A lot of beer drinkers don't, but we're talking 70+% of the operation is cleaning on some level. So, yeah.
How did you teach yourself how to do this?
Oh, lots of homebrewing in the beginning. And then
YouTube?
Well, no, yeah. Well, once I decided to go on this level, lots of videos, books. In fact, I went to Chicago at the Siebel Institute. They do courses on brewing. I took a couple courses there just to kind of sharpen some skills. Asking a lot of questions to other brewers. I started meeting other brewers before I did this, and basically just built up a lot of knowledge just talking to other people as well. So.
Yeah, and I got to believe, looking around here, it's a huge investment.
Yeah.
When you enter into the world of brewing, you got to kind of make sure you're in for the long haul. You're going to make a go of this.
Yes. So in fact, in the beginning, I only started with the 4 small tanks that are over there, and then I upgraded twice into some of these bigger tanks here, just to keep up with some production. So yeah, each one is temperature controlled as well, so you can dial in what temperature you need it. what point you need it. And there's a lot of, you know, science there involved with how the yeast reacts to temperatures and which strain of yeast you're using and all of that. But that usually, from start to finish, usually takes about 2 weeks for a typical ale. And lagers can take around a month or more, definitely more than a month on some types of lagers or yeast strains you're using. And then after fermentation, you're going to put it into one of these two vessels right here, which are the bright tanks. And those basically kind of give a little more clarity to the beer. Often they also carbonate the beer.
So when the guy at the next restaurant or anywhere charges me $5 for the beer, I'm never going to complain again. I didn't realize the process was as lengthy as it is to put one bottle of beer on the table.
It's quite a process. Yeah, it's a lot. It's time consuming.
Yeah.
There's a lot of love needed there.
Yeah. Hey, how do you like the pizza here?
Love it.
Yeah?
Sylvania.
Best in Sylvania?
Best pizza in Sylvania.
Really?
Yep.
That-
Long
that-
time running. You're lucky you even get in the door there.
I know.
To J&G's in Sylvania.
Thank you so much. Is there an art to tossing the dough up into the air and having it come down as a circle?
Yeah, there is, and we kind of lost a lot of that with. We used to train everybody on that, but I mean, we're busier than ever now in the last quite a few years, and so we don't really put as much showmanship into it as we used to because it's more just let's get these pizzas in and, you know, less time consuming. But some of us still know how to flip the dough, and yeah, you don't want to go like this, you know, you want the fist so you're not putting a hole in it, and the spin is a whole art in itself too. That takes practice, you know, to get it to spin. So, you know, I can't spin a basketball, but I can spin a pizza tray. You know, I don't know.
Are you holding your own, would you say?
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
the coronavirus thing had to have been immensely challenging. I mean, it shut down businesses across the country,
Sure.
specifically restaurants. Restaurants that went away and aren't coming back. You guys survived. I'm thinking you're holding your own.
Oh yes, definitely. The restaurant, I'd say, is doing really well compared to the beer side of things. And honestly, I don't know where we'd be if I only did the brewing. If this operation was without the restaurant, it would have been a struggle.
It would be just me and you drinking beer.
You know, it's not like old school when I homebrewed. Yeah.
For me, I'm a history geek, and I love
Yeah, the
old
buildings.
buildings and
Yeah.
old stuff. And
Yeah,
I'm looking at a
really.
building that's been here since 1900 something. Look at the wide plank wood flooring there. You know, this thing is solid as a rock.
Yep.
What's this? The potion room? I see.
Yeah, those are all the chemicals for brewing. Yeah.
I got you. Yeah. This is really fascinating. You have quite an investment here.
Oh, yeah.
This is really impressive. So, if you ever do get to a point where you move the Upside Brewery to another location, all this is coming with you, right?
Nope.
No,
I'll stay.
this will stay.
Yeah,
You're
so-
just if you did move, you would expand.
Yeah, it would be an expansion. It would be a whole nother system, a larger brewery system. This would become a small batch system, if you would, which,
So that the pizza shop could continue to serve homemade brew.
well, we could always take 100% of the production in the new facility and just bring it here. But this smaller system remains, that's great for experimental beers. That's great for trying a beer out before you put it on a larger scale, you know? So this is why I would definitely want to keep this, you know? You could do a lot of experimental beers and test beers here.
Mm-hmm. Challenges of being in a family-owned business. I mean, I think about, if I had to work with my father all day, I'm not sure if we wouldn't kill each other or, hey, Dad, how you doing? We're just talking about you.
You say I was an asshole? What did he say?
No, he said you're the most wonderful human that ever walked the earth. That's what that's everything. That's exactly how it came out too.
That's how we get along so well. It's just, always, yeah. But
That's
we
funny.
have plenty of time apart here, and we see each other for a little bit each day. We're not working together so much anymore.
So the challenge of working with your parents and everything is that am I making a bigger deal out of it?
I think
Then
some people might have a worse problem than we do. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not too bad.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
I like hearing that. That's neat that you're able to work alongside. Family's pretty important, you know.
Yeah, we all still get along. Yeah.
That's really cool. Have you ever eaten a J&G's pizza?
Once or twice.
Do you still enjoy them all these years
I do,
later?
Yeah. We still have like maybe a pizza might get made twice accidentally. It'll come back and we'll all eat it. I meat pizza still here all the time.
You know, I was away for nearly 3 years, and I'm from this area, Toledo. I've been in Sylvania for decades now, but raised my kids here. But I come back away for 3 years, and this is always one of my one of my go-to places. When I come back, I gotta have a J&G pizza, which I did do last week, by the way. There's something about them. I love them. It's really good, and apparently lots of people think so because you sell a lot of them, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I think about this building, been here since maybe it's 1907. I'm not. We'll have to check the date on that. It's 1900 something, but I think about all the people that walked down the steps and spent time in this cellar and in this building. That stuff is interesting to me. Very cool. I love historical buildings, and this is one of them. Are you Zach? Yeah. How long have you worked here? I won't keep you long.
Oh, a long time.
How long?
Off and on for probably about 18 years.
Wow. 18 years. These guys must not be too hard on you, although I know the restaurant business is very challenging and difficult.
Oh, they're good guys to work for.
That's cool. That's good to hear.
Makes it easy to come to work.
Thanks for all you do, Zach. What time do you start letting people in?
4.
4 o'clock?
Workers get here at 3 and start setting up.
Yeah. How many people will work here tonight?
Tonight, 10 people.
10 people?
Then we get up to 12 and 13 on like a Friday or Saturday.
That's still a lot for this little space.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, we need, on the busy nights, we have to pack them in or else things don't operate quite well.
I can imagine. I mean, I've been here on some nights when it's so busy, and and that's a good thing. But you've got, it seems, half dozen people behind the pizza counter working.
Yeah, on a busy night, there's 9 people. Wait, no, I'm sorry, 7.
That's still a lot for a short little space like that. Yeah, that's choreographed science. 7 people dancing behind the pizza counter.
It's a learning curve. Just work with everybody in that.
Oh, I can only imagine. Well, thanks for hanging in there and all the hard work you do here in downtown Sylvania.
Thanks for stopping in.
Love the business. Love the pizza pie. It's the best. Hey, how do you like the pizza here?
It's the best.
I love it. I love it. You guys do deliveries, huh?
Oh yeah.
Park it. You should be on roller skates.
We tried that.
You do?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Didn't work? Went down with the pizza?
It was a safety hazard.
Safety
and
hazard.
Not all of us could roller skate.
Oh, yeah, then there's that.
So I can't roller skate.
Yeah.
So
But you can walk, and that's really nice of you to bring their pizza pie right to the door. That's so cool. So you want to know what kind of pizza J&G Pizza is? It's the kind of pizza you eat in the car. It's so good because you can't wait that long, however it takes to get home. So you just park and you go at it. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Hope the neighbors don't mind.